Michaela Thomas from the Kids Biz where knowledge is power. Today we'll be speaking with Mrs. Jennifer Jacob of the Waterford, Michigan Fire Department, Station Number 1. Hello, Mrs. Jennifer.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What inspired you to be a firefighter?
Ever since I was young, I always knew that I wanted to help people. I went to a fire department open house, and the firefighters there, they brought smiles to everyone's faces and were just very helpful. And from that point on, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
How much hard work have you put in to be a firefighter?
It's taken a lot of hard work and dedication. You have to spend a lot of time studying while your friends are out having fun. You're at home studying. You got to spend a lot of time in the gym because you got to be physically ready for the job. Just a lot of time.
What positive message can you give the kids of today?
Don't ever say I can't, or let anyone tell you that you can't, because you can do anything you set your mind to. Set your goals high and work hard and never give up.
I've been your host, Michaela Thomas, Kids Biz, where knowledge is power. Hello, I'm your host, Michaela Thomas from the Kids Biz, where knowledge is power. Today we'll be speaking with Dr. Maddy Phillips of the Genesis Hospital in Grand Lake, Michigan. Hello, Miss Maddy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What inspired you to be a doctor?
Well, when I was a little girl, my grandma who lived with us was very ill, and she came and stayed with us, and my mom took care of her. And nothing we did could make her happy or make her smile. But whenever her doctor would come to our house, that would be the only time that she would smile and be happy and feel like someone cared about her and listened to her. And I decided that I wanted to make people feel that way. And I told my mom I was going to be a doctor, just like Dr. Arden. That was his name, and he inspired me to become a doctor.
How much hard work have you put in to be a doctor?
It's a lot of work. You have to stay in school, you have to get good grades. You have to get good grades every year. You can't just get good grades towards the end. You have to always study hard so that you can do your best. You have to go to college, and in college you take classes that help you to go to medical school. They're called pre-medical classes, and several of them include biology and chemistry and things like that. And then once you graduate from college, you have to apply to medical school. And then you go to medical school for 4 years. And after 4 years of medical school, during your medical school, you decide, what do you want to do? Do I want to be an anesthesiologist? Do I want to be an OB-GYN? Want to deliver babies. And so it took more time and more work to study and get good grades for that.
What positive message can you give the kids of today?
The positive message I give to kids of the day is you can do anything you want to. You can achieve any goals that you set your mind to. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The world is your oyster, and whatever your mind can conceive, your heart and body will achieve.
I've been your host, Michaela Thomas, Kids Biz, where knowledge is power. I'm your host, Michaela Thomas from the Kids Biz, where knowledge is power. Today we'll be speaking with Sgt Bracali of the Waterford Police Department. Hello, Sgt Bracali.
Hi, Michaela. How are you?
Good. What inspired you to become a police officer?
Well, Michaela, nothing in my life, there was no specific incident that occurred that made me want to be a police officer. But ever since I was a young girl, I used to watch shows like Charlie's Angels and Wonder Woman and used to see them. And so ever since I was a young girl,
Can you tell us the hard work have you put in to be a sergeant? And can you tell us the chain of commands?
Sure. The chain of command here at the police department is you start off as a patrolman. After patrolman, you become a sergeant. After sergeant is lieutenant. After lieutenant is deputy chief, and then after deputy chief is chief. In order to become a police officer, I had to do well in school. I had to get good grades. After I graduated high school, I went to college, and at the time, Waterford Township, you only had to have 62 credit hours. So I had to work and get my associate's degree, and I got that in criminal justice. After I got my associate's degree in criminal justice, I put myself through the police academy. The police academy was a 15-week course where we learned everything from firearms training to pursuit driving, defensive tactics, learned all the laws. We did a lot of classroom training. After I put myself through the police academy, then I went on and worked towards my bachelor's degree. So I did get my 4-year degree while I was hired on here. Once I hired on here, I then became a part-time student, worked here full-time, and became a part-time student. Finished out my bachelor's degree in criminal justice as well.
Kate, what positive message can you give the kids of today?
I just think that if there's anything out there that kids want to do, no matter what it is, as long as they work hard towards it, they can achieve it and they can become that. When I was young and people heard that I wanted to be a police officer, that was 21 years ago. And at that time, there were not a lot of female officers. So a lot of people tried to steer me away from this line of work, said that they didn't think I would do well or I wouldn't fit in because I was a female. But that's what I loved, that's what I had in my heart, and that's what I wanted to do, so I worked towards that. And so that's what I would tell any young kid. If there's something that they're passionate about, that they love and they want to do, there's nothing that should stop them as long as they work hard towards it.
I have been your host, Michaela Thomas, Kids Biz, where
Knowledge is power.
Hello, I'm your host, Michaela Thomas, welcome to Kids Biz, where knowledge is power. Today we will be speaking with Judge Jodi of the 51st Court District of Waterford, Michigan. Hello, Judge Jodi.
You can call me Judge Jodi. Hello, Michaela. How are you?
Good. What inspired you to be a judge?
Well, I wanted to have an opportunity to help more people. And in my role as a judge, we have a lot of people that really are just, needing some help and some assistance. And so with our treatment courts, we get to do a lot of fun stuff and help people just make better decisions for themselves and lead a better life.
How much hard work have you put in to be a judge?
Lots of hard work. You have to go to school for a very long time, and you have to get really good grades. Then you have to take a really big test that lasts 2 whole days. Then you have to work as an attorney for 5 years. Then you have to run for election or be appointed by the governor.
Great. So, what positive message can you give the kids of today?
Well, as always, and I know kids of today have heard this before, I know you've heard it yourself, don't use drugs, listen to your parents, stay in school. Really, Michaela, just make good decisions.
I've been your host, Michaela Thomas, Kids Biz, where
Knowledge is power.
What would it be like to be a judge?